I have several humbucker templates. But they're all quite a bit larger than the pickup, and I'm gonna direct mount these, so I want the cavity to be pretty tight. I don't want a bunch of extra room, you know. I want it to look nice and clean. So I had to build a new template, which doesn't look nice and clean. But I needed a channel that I could set over the fretboard, so we can get this template good and close to the butt of the fretboard. This allows me to sit on top of the fretboard without messing with the fretboard, and we've got enough meat here that flush trim can do what it's got to do down to 3/4 of an inch. And I don't think we need to go quite that deep, but close. Okay, with any new template, especially one that's going to poke a giant hole in the face of my beautiful maple forever, when I already had these problems. I may not have talked about this. We'll get that in a second. So, I used that template on this crappy piece of 2x, and it appears to work out pretty well. I had to sharpen the corners for the deactivator, because it's got a cover on it, so it's a little bigger. It'll be a fairly tight fit, you know, and if I can, you know, tighten up those corners a bit, should work out all right. So I think we're okay to go. Wait a little ways. I don't know how much of this I filmed. In all the measuring and double measuring and triple measuring and quadruple measuring we did on the scale length and the dimensions of the bridge and how we could set this up so that it had the most adjustment, so, you know, like the high E would be just at the extent of as far forward as it could go, and it would intonate, so we had all the room, and somehow we wound up putting our posts what looked to be about 1/8 of an inch too far forward. So I plugged those holes with some maple that I had worked into a dowel. This one wouldn't work now. Maybe. Anyway, I plugged them, re-drilled them, tested it out, and the low E still just not quite. So, damn it, I plugged them a second time and re-drilled, so we're now like 1/4 inch back from where we first placed it. So this is solid rock maple stuff. It's, you know, not going to blend in very well with this. However, I'm planning on a brown burst kind of stain, but also a little darkening around openings and things, so it's got kind of a weathered look to it. So I don't think these are going to really show up and be any kind of a problem. I just wish they hadn't happened, but, you know, live and learn. But I kind of wonder if we shouldn't put that pickup a little closer to the bridge. Because with the posts there, the edge of the bridge is going to sit about like that. So it might be a good idea to move those back a little bit. I mean, that pickup. May even work to further camouflage that, but then we'll actually be getting into those, which, I mean, like I said, shouldn't be a problem. That's rock maple that was wedged in there pretty damn tight with glue, so I don't see a structural issue. Meanwhile, looking at the deactivator, it is about 1 inch thick. However, it's probably going to sit Maybe not a whole 1/4 inch out of the hole, but close. So I think 3/4 of an inch is probably deep enough for this one. Once we get down to the bridge, we have a cavity underneath it. But we have an inch of meat, so we can go down 3/4 of an inch here and still have a 1/4 of an inch of material between the pickup and the spring cavity. So I'm stalling. Just almost close enough. Close enough for this operation. I'm kind of busy, beans. I'm in the middle of chewing stuff up. And wait, it's dusty. Yeah, those are about the same. And there's a little channel we routed out. Awesome. Go about as far as we can. Let's see that that is almost 3/4 of an inch. Okay. And should still touch the lip of my template. Should. Definitely does. Alright. Now. Alright, we need to sharpen those corners up a little bit, but that looks good. Because I kind of want to leave it a little rounded instead of, a hard square corner. Because I don't want to do that on this one, and if I do on one and not the other, it'll look a little goofy. I may just have to take a lot of time and work this. Ugh. Be a wise idea is to draw the corners to work to. keep us from overstepping. Yeah. And I think it's going to be subtle enough, still being rounded, that you won't even notice that this has a wider radius on it. Whew. Okay. Now, the bridge pickup is the DiMarzio X2N. Now, DiMarzio says that the magnet strength of this pickup can interfere with satellites orbiting Mars. So, I think 3/4 of an inch is in order to make sure that we could sink it, down to body depth if necessary. But, I mean, that's basically what we just did to the neck pup. So, I think we're alright. Just doing the same thing. That's good enough for this, and we'll finish up. I mean, we'll go a little deeper with the router. However, I think that's about exactly what we did last time. Almost the exact same depth. Almost. Not quite. Center. We were probably in a pretty good place, but damn sure never hurts to double check. That should be deep enough. I like it. Now, we really need to figure out control placement. And I'm going to think about it. I may decide to sharpen these corners up a little bit, but I'm pretty sure it's not necessary. Yeah, that's good. Good. Cables are keeping it higher than it would normally go. Well, I say that. Thanks for joining me. If you like what we're doing, if you're digging it, like and subscribe. Catch you next time.